Welcome everybody to Playoff Beers. Welcome to, is this a kickoff of the 25-26 season for
It
us, Ryan?
certainly seems like it's a kickoff with what has gone on the last week and a bit.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, bienvenue, mon ami, à la 24, 25, 26 saison de NHL hockey. Now, let's start out with the draft. We're going to go into a couple things about the draft. We'll do with a couple of players here. We're not going to go through. God, we're not
No,
going to
I
go
don't
through it
know.
all. And then
I'm sorry, I don't have 4 hours like the NHL did with their first
it was
draft.
supposed to be quicker. Oh my god, I'm going to get into this thing after we talk about some of the
Was
players.
that that was terrible?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we'll talk about it after.
Okay,
So,
we'll talk about that.
because you, my friend, are a fan of the New York Hockey Islanders.
Yes, sir.
You guys get the first number one pick since John Tavares. You select Matthew Schaefer
Fantastic
from the Erie Otters. Yeah,
and you know what? I honestly, myself personally, I honestly thought that we would just blow the board apart and select Michael Misa, but there was a certain trade earlier,
yeah,
which then led me to believe that no, we are going to go with Matthew Schaefer.
yeah. You guys selected basically the replacement for Noah Dobson, who you shipped off
Yes,
to Montreal. He gets paid. He gets an 8-year deal out of Montreal, 9.5 per, which is I
uh,
think something you guys weren't willing to pay
it
him.
was very uncomfortable for Matthew Darsh to his first ever contract negotiation. I think he was
Yeah,
uncomfortable with 9.5.
I would
And
imagine
and
so.
and you know what? I think we actually did pretty damn good
Well, yeah. Well, let's get
going
into
forward. Going
Yeah,
forward.
let's get into it because you guys get, of course, you get what is his name, Emil Heineman back. That's pretty
Well,
good.
hey,
Just kidding.
not
I
no complaints
think,
with the Heineman,
yeah, the Heineman. So I think the big deal was that you guys got the
but
16th and 17th overall pick.
wow,
So
I was so impressed. Like, and I mean, you know, there was other deals on the table for Noah Dobson.
yeah,
I know Columbus was big on him.
yeah,
But you know what? If you can get 2 first round back to back besides your number one overall pick,
yeah.
I'm not saying it's a rebuild. I'm not saying I would.
Don't call it a rebuild, but
Is it a retool? But man,
oh, I think that's the politically correct way of saying it.
like
Is a
I
retooling.
I'd like to think that Matthew Darsh, the first move he made was the correct one.
Yeah, I had zero problems with that trade, even though Dobson is a good player, and now they're going to have a pretty good looking, at least top two in
Wow.
Montreal with Dobson and Hudson.
Oh yeah.
But
I full credit to Montreal. Like, you know what, they've like they've said that this is what we want to do, and they're going out and doing it,
yeah,
and good for them.
you guys get in exchange for what's the size on Dobson here? He's a pretty big guy.
He's a big
Uh,
boy. He's a big
yeah,
boy.
6'4", 200 pounds. So you get back. Well, we'll talk about what you get for him in a second. But first, his immediate replacement, you would imagine, is Matthew Schaefer. He's
100%.
6'2", 183.
Room to grow.
He's got room to grow. He played less than 20 games all season last year,
See,
but had 22 points. And it wasn't something like, well, he had mono, for goodness sakes. And then
yeah,
the owner of his team died, had some time off for that. And
that's right.
then he broke his collarbone.
Collarbone.
I broke that when I was 6 or 7 years old. Not fun,
No,
but
painful.
it never affected my skating because, well, I guess I was a better skater at 7 than I am now. But maybe it did affect my skating.
You were a lot lighter too.
It eventually affected my skating, 40 years later. So that's what I'm going for anyway. So yeah, so nothing mechanical There isn't a knee problem, an ankle problem, foot
No,
problem. There's no problems with his hips and stuff like that.
no.
Everything should be fine. He's they call him an elite top 2 prospect. So that's something you guys can't pick up, even if you guys need a center. You try to build from the backup. Just try and do it better than Buffalo does, for God's sakes.
Oh, Jesus. Buffalo, that's a dumpster fire.
They're so they just keep getting wrong.
They have such good players, but they get worse and worse. It just doesn't. I don't understand. Well, I do understand. It's called Kevin Adams.
Well, he's only the next in a whole line or whatever. You go up to the ownership. They've been, I think it's the North American record for never making the playoffs now.
It's something up there, yes.
Bananas. Well,
it's
and I like the town Buffalo. I never really have anything against the Sabres. It's a fine looking uniform, way better than the damn goat thing that they had.
Yeah, I've been to Buffalo many, many times living in Southern Ontario. I've gone there for many Buffalo Wings and Keno nights.
Sure.
But Buffalo is a pretty shit-ass town, though.
Yeah, especially around the old around the arena and stuff like that. They still last time I was there,
Memorial Auditorium. The
odd was still standing when I was there, and it was just like dark. It was just dark, and so I'm surprised it wasn't like
it's not
a Thunderdome.
It's
Mad Max.
It's not really a traveler's destination. Let's put it that way.
No, but City Hall looks nice with the 2 Statue of Liberties on there.
Sure,
but, and Anchor Bar. You got to go to Anchor Bar when you're in Buffalo. And,
correct.
Well, that's about it. So and Schaefer's from Hamilton. That's our neck of the woods.
That's it. That is our neck of the woods, and
maybe this might be the best thing to ever come out of Hamilton, except for maybe my parents, I suppose. But that's.
Oh, Michael Pekka, come on now!
Oh, you monster! You monster! How dare you! One of my least favorite ever.
Maybe Stelco, maybe DeFasco. So one of the steel factories is probably the best thing that ever come out of Hamilton.
Gee whiz! All right, not Martin Short or Eugene Levy. You wouldn't go over there.
Martin Short, maybe.
Well,
Eugene Levy for sure.
I was gonna say not a Eugene Levy guy. It was just
no.
Okay. So this is probably a can't miss pick for the Islanders. It's a good pick. He'll eclipse Dobson shortly, but it would have been nice to see them on the same team, but not at $9.5 million. Which is crazy. Montreal, you know what? This cap is so crazy. And like everyone talks about, money going up, which is fine. Problem is also the money's going up on the bottom. People are still trying to reach the bottom, and
the floor. They're still trying to reach the floor. I
am not surprised that so many people have been waiting, especially Nick Ehlers, waiting. Just keep waiting, Nick. Like, I know you're not going to come back to Winnipeg. It's fine, buddy. You did your tour of duty. Very good. Go get your money. Wait till these teams need somebody they can say, well, we could splash out $14 million on a right winger.
I know
who's never scored more than 30 goals.
I know we'll get into the free agency just in a little bit, but you are 100% correct on Nick Ehlers. The longer he waits, the more he's going to get paid.
Wait, buddy, wait.
100%.
If, Marner's getting 102 points that played all the time. Like, he's gotten, what was he getting, 70 points, and he had to play like 13 minutes a night to get it. So he's worth the money. He'll get the money. But watch him go to like San Jose or something like.
Oh, see, but that'll be the worst thing ever is if he goes to a team like you said, Anaheim, San Jose.
Well, I'm sure he might appreciate the weather in Anaheim, but I don't think he likes the big cities and stuff like that. I think he wants to. Anywhere you go in the States, you're going to be.
I don't think he likes Canada.
Oh, he loves Winnipeg. He loves Montreal.
Well, I thought I heard he did not want to play for a Canadian market though.
Yeah, the market is there. He doesn't like the spotlight, but it doesn't mean he didn't love playing here. He didn't love. Okay, he loved being in Montreal or whatever and playing.
Yeah, so my words were wrong. He just doesn't want to be in the spotlight.
Yes, of a market. Yeah, he's a quiet guy. You never hear about anything about him. Speaking of quiet guys, did you see that Patty Laine got married?
Nope.
This weekend? Yeah, big Caribbean wedding. He's just so awkward. What an awkward looking dude. Love him.
I will say though, I give that woman 100% credit because he is one ugly frickin' man.
Money's beautiful. That money is
And
very
money's
attractive. This is a very attractive money. Now, moving on. Let's go to the number 2 pick. You already mentioned him. It's Michael Misa. From Saginaw, going to the Sharks. His hometown, Ryan? Oakville, Ontario. So there you go.
oh, there you go.
Sandwich. We got
So he's had
Hamilton. We got no one from
he
Burlington, I don't think. But
no, so he's had some Montfort chicken, so he knows what's the
he knows the
goods.
Monfors chicken.
He
He
knows the
knows
goods.
filthy
But you,
McNasties. I'm sure he's been there.
oh yeah, filthies. Oh yeah. But in the
Mm-hmm.
same token, like I wouldn't be upset if we took Misa at number 1, but
Yep.
I obviously with the Dobson trade, which did actually enhance our team going through the draft. A perfect landing spot for him in San Jose, Michael Misa.
Yep.
He's going to slot right in there. Him and Macklin Celebrini are going to be fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Going to be fun to watch.
Yep. The future looks good. The future could be quite a ways away, though. So for San Jose, they deserve it.
It's still 3 or 4 years away for San
Oh
Jose.
yeah, for sure. There's guys. There's more draft picks coming for this bunch.
Oh,
That's
absolutely,
for sure.
100%.
Yeah, 134 points in 65 games for Misa last year.
Unreal. Yeah.
6'1" center, really 180 is like he's a prototype. There you go. This is what
Yep.
guys are looking for. Blackhawks do the same kind of thing. Draft the same kind of player. They get Anton Frundell from Djurgården in Sweden.
Yeah. Now
yeah.
is he a winger or a center?
He's saying it's a center on NHL.com.
Okay.
But
I wasn't.
a lot of
I
these
heard
guys that are going to come up and they're going to have to play wing at some point because they're going to be too raw. And Chicago has their second line center. Like there's no need to push this guy into a second line center role right now. Maybe try him out on the wing.
No, I just think Chicago still needs to bring in that one person who can play with Connor Bedard.
It's tough. Maybe it's Ehlers.
It could very well be. I'm not saying it's not, but I'm saying like they still need that. They still need that player, that person that can gel with Bedard. And it's going to be tough sledding for the Chicago Blackhawks going forward if they cannot find that person.
It took forever, if you remember, that to find someone that could play with Sidney Crosby. It's still who can play with McDavid. McDavid's just making it. It's tough. Yeah. It's tough to like these elite guys just see everything like so many steps ahead and so 100%. Fast.
You have to have that. You know, I hate to say it, but you have to have that Robin to the Batman.
Sure. Yep. Oh yeah. 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 The Penguins wouldn't be anything, without Gino Malkin there. You always need a second. You always need a second.
You always need that. You always need that secondary person. 100%.
Yeah. Just dropping down the list. We're not going to go through the whole damn thing. James Higgins drops down to the Bruins.
Wow.
All right.
I give the Bruins a lot of credit for that, but what they did in free agency is absolutely a joke.
They helped the Oilers. How do you help the Oilers? Like getting Arvids? What are you doing for anything? He had $4 million left on his deal.
I don't know what Boston. I don't know what Boston has done in the last week and a half. It was promising with Higgins, and then all of a sudden they get to free agency and they do 2 moves that I'm just, what are we doing here?
Bananas. Was it fun to see Happy Gilmore, not Adam Sandler, Happy Gilmore introduce him?
I think it was absolutely stupid.
They're all stupid. Spoiler alert, they're all stupid. One thing, maybe not.
Like we had Bailey introduce the San Jose Sharks. Okay, I get that. Like WWE Bailey.
Nobody knew who she was.
Nobody knew who she was. She come out and I don't even think Gary Bettman knew who she was.
He had no clue.
Bettman's looking at her like, "Oh, who are you?"
Bettman is the one person who absolutely loved this. He got to spend the entire time on stage. He thought he was Adam Silver.
He was Roger Goodell. He was Goodell.
Look at what I'm doing. And he did a couple of good parts in it. Like, I'm not going to shit on Bettman for everything about that, but 98% of it, I'm going to shit on him for because it sucked.
I'm going to shit on the NHL for how they did, like you said, 98% of like the actual production was absolute trash.
Yeah, I still want to get through the players before I really go after these assholes.
Okay.
Now, Roger McQueen going to Anaheim. Fine, whatever.
Fine. Yeah.
They got Pacey bringing him like doing
Yeah.
the yeah. I'll tell you a fun Joshua Jackson story after
Yeah.
the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah. I don't need to know about
he's not. Yeah.
Dawson's Creek.
Yeah, well, he wasn't a very nice person to someone who's a member of my family. So, anyways, after the thing, he helicoptered over to Disneyland. They give him the number 95, like the car.
Okay.
I
Like
guess the car's name is
Lightning
McQueen.
McQueen.
I don't know if he's actually going to take that number. I guess marketing wise, it's like Anaheim's dream thing or whatever. But
it'd be phenomenal if they do it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It'd be genius.
Be
genius.
Yeah.
I don't think they will.
You ready for your picks here? So, what you guys get in return for Noah Dobson? I think it was good. I'm not so sure about Victor Eklund. I think it's okay. You guys need wingers. He's just
a pit
small.
bull. He's a pit bull. He's a pit bull.
160 pounds is a.
He's gonna fill out, but he's a pit bull.
Let's hope so.
Like he's not he's a type of player that's, from everything I've seen now. I mean, granted, I didn't know anything about the gentleman before the draft, but from what I've read and gotten into, this man is not afraid.
Yeah.
He's getting in
at that size, you can't afford.
He's dirty working. He's dirty working it, and I like that.
It's one thing to do that in
but
the Swedish Elite League, and not
160
even
pounds in the NHL.
Ran him into it, so
yeah, 160 pounds in the. But I don't think he's going to. Out of the three, I think he has the least chance of making the team in his first year.
He's not making it. I don't know if he's.
I don't even think Aitchison is going to make it either.
I like Aitchison, with him being 6 foot and almost 200 pounds. He played from Barrie.
I don't think the Islanders are going to.
He has one knock on against him. He's from Scarborough.
Yeah, Scarborough sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think they're going to rush any of those two players because Islanders are still very deep with young defensemen.
Yes.
Like in the system. I don't think they're going to rush them. I think, I mean, obviously Schaefer, I mean, if he's healthy and good to go, 100%. I believe he's rostered day one.
I don't think you can possibly leave him on a roster down there. No. He has to play.
Not after getting rid of Dobson because if you don't have him, who's your next best? Pulock?
There's
Ryan Pulock?
There's nobody else to get.
Like there's nobody really else.
We're going to talk about free agency too, and this is
it's wild too. But no, I think Schaefer is still a day one roster player as long as everything works out.
If Hudson made it and he played well for Montreal, I have 100% faith that Schaefer is going to be able to play in this league, especially in that division. It's not like it's a hard crowded division.
Metropolitan. It's
I don't
hard.
see the Pittsburgh guys going after him. I don't see the Jersey guys.
No.
The Jersey defensemen are all
Jersey guys
guys.
Yeah, I would think more the Washington.
Yeah.
Like once you get to Washington, like I'm not even worried about the Rangers. Like even though they made a splash in free agency, still not worried about them.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would say Washington would be the team that,
Hey, don't worry about the Rangers.
But I wouldn't worry about the
Rangers. Off. Oh my god! All right.
Oh yeah. Big pickup.
Well, that was like we'll talk about it. So now, okay, the good thing. Like one of the only good things to come out of the draft was just Meredith Goudreau coming out there to pick us.
That was
Columbus's both picks. Classy. I don't know why she did both. One would have been just fine. They had her do both. And then there's Chris Letang's kid making three selections for Pittsburgh. Not one of them are going to.
They're not going to pan out to nothing. No.
Come on, guys.
Unfortunately, with this draft.
I wonder
You
if they have to
had
pay him. He got a little. He got a lot of mic time there, and still has that Montreal accent. It doesn't matter if his dad has been playing in Pittsburgh for so long. He's
no.
still a
I
Montreal
still
kid.
have that Montreal accent. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going
But
to after the pick. I'm going to
I'm,
go to the back, have a glass. I'm going to have a glass of red wine and have two packs cigarettes, and
there you go.
I wait with Putin until the next election.
And then you still be the best skater in the
Not,
world.
yeah,
So
9 years old.
yeah,
So
exactly.
way better than
But
me.
no, like this draft class, honestly, I think from middle to the 3/4 of the first round, like I'm
Yeah.
not saying, like I don't even think, like I still think it was only probably the top 5 picks, top 3,
Hmm.
and then this draft class just dropped right off.
Yeah. Like we were talking about it before, and this is going to be a real, a real light draft. This is like I said, if he could move out of the the first round in this draft. This is
Yeah,
the one to do it.
and which a lot of teams try to do.
Montreal did it.
Yeah,
Poor Lou Dort has to stop his NBA championship celebrating to go down there just to hit buttons or whatever for the trade. Eh? Oh my god.
yeah, that was
Uh,
well, hey, whatever.
yeah,
Sure,
whatever.
he got. I'm sure.
He went to Los Angeles. It wasn't like he had to go to like
I'm sure he got compensated, so
yeah.
he's okay. Lou
Natural.
Dort's okay.
Yeah, he's gonna be fine.
Should be.
The Jets pick up late. Sasha Boumediene. Not from what I hear, this might be a sleeper kind of pick. He was the top scorer at the World Juniors. He had a goal and 13 assists for Sweden. So
Just
he's
but he's a
he's from
project though.
yeah.
He's a
Oh yeah,
project.
he has the size. He's 6'1", but only 175 pounds. He needs to get stronger.
Yeah.
But he has that same you know, the Jets like to draft this kind of guy where they're not. He's not a man-on-man defender. He's in the space. He's like Josh Morrissey. He was like Toby Enstrom was like this as
Yeah.
well. He feels like he's good at defending in the zones and stuff like that. And Morrissey's been making it work, and he's going to be there when Boumediene's ready. So, and they play for them. He's gonna when he goes to the Moose. It's in the same building. It can't help,
That's right.
but hurt but help this guy.
Well, yeah, it's not going to hurt him, but help him.
He's born in Finland, raised in Sweden, and his dad worked for the Blue Jackets forever, so he speaks perfect English.
Oh,
That's
see
not pedigree.
That's the definition of a perfect Scandinavian.
Sure. One that speaks English.
One that speaks Scandinavian that speaks perfect English. Yes.
Born
in Finland, raised in Sweden, and has perfect English from Columbus.
Yeah, and I don't know if his dad worked for the Finn when he was the GM there or not, but we'll see, because he doesn't work there anymore. Spoiler alert. Now, okay, that's enough about the draft. Also, yeah, the Jets drafted a kid that's like 15 kilometers away, no less than that, 10 kilometers away from my house. There you go. Owen Martin in the 3rd round.
Nice.
Now, get some signings, and all business done before
June 30th. June 30th is when most of the business was done.
They're so worried because of what's going to happen with deferred salaries. Now they had to get this stuff done. For example, Marchand's contract would not fly.
Oh, well. What do you mean it wouldn't fly today? What do you mean?
Going for 6 years, assuming this guy's going to make to 43 playing for 5.25.
Well, this is where you and I differ big time.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way.
I'm
but
not
anyway,
saying he's going to, but
yeah. This is what they're stopping. They're stopping the deferred payments. So that's a big deal, and everyone's trying to get their stuff
we still don't know the contract structure of that deal, though. We don't know if it's front-end loaded.
Well,
we're assuming it is.
Yeah, we know that he's getting 6 years at $5.25 million. We know.
What a wonderful piece of business Bill Zito has done.
I'm sure. He gets Bennett for 8 times 8.
8 times, which is fair.
I think that's fair. I think that's a good contract for 6 years. But those are what all those things are. And when they sign, like when you're 29 years old, 30 years old, these contracts, they're great for the first 5-6 years. It's the same thing with Scheifele. It's the same thing with Hellebuck. They're going to be great for 5-6 years. These contracts they sign. Yep. Then those last ones, But I'm sure
Oh
Bennett
yeah,
has a no-move contract after a certain period of time, so he at least can decide where he's going to go, if anybody wants him at that much money at that late.
at that time.
Ekblad is the.
Oh, that's wow.
But I get Ekblad's. At least that's the only organization he's ever known. Like, he gets drafted number 1 overall in Florida. He's seen them go from 6,500 fans.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on now? Winning 2 straight Stanley Cups, being 2-3 in the last 3 years. So I get it that he takes a little less. He takes 6.1. It's the same amount of money as taking 8 from Toronto.
Oh, see, but this is what I don't see. This is what I understand. I understand the taxes. I do. I get it. But you'd have to take 8 from Toronto, gets to 6.1 in Florida.
Sure, something like that.
Why the hell wouldn't I stay in Florida for 6.1 if I can win championships for 3 years?
I have no problems with it. I have no problem with that. I have the problem with the way the league works, where they can fit all of these contracts in, where everybody else would have to pay so much to make it an even price.
Oh, I see.
There's such a huge advantage. There's just a huge advantage to it.
But there was rumors. There was rumors Marchand was going to get 4 years, $9 million.
Yep. Well,
which is 36 million.
Yep.
He's making 36 million in Florida, so there's no difference.
Well, he's
maybe tax free. Maybe tax free.
Yeah, he's getting a lot less taxes. He's earning all that money. A, B.
But it's over 6 years though. He's
going to keep getting paid after he retires.
Yeah, which Florida is?
They're going to put him on LTIR. They're going to put him on LTIR. Florida will be fine. They're going to take a small penalty from it. The cap is getting so big, people can't fill it. Like, this is it. Like, there's only so many players. Like I was saying, Nick, hold out. You can get $15 million from dummies. $15 million, Nick. Hold out, buddy.
15.
It's a lot. There's only so many free agents happening. Everybody's signing for 8 years now.
You are dreaming the impossible dream.
Oh, I'm not.
I could see Ehlers getting.
I could just see it happening.
I could see Ehlers getting 10. Which would be
yeah, ridiculous.
But
it's a $4 million raise over what he's been making the last 7 years here.
Murphy. But it'll probably be a team like Anaheim or San Jose.
Yeah.
Which means nothing.
Yeah.
Well, because he's not going to do.
He'll get more playing time, which you wanted. He'll get money. He'll get anonymity, and the weather's nicer.
Well, and that's great. Like, I mean, these players need to earn and make their money. I 100% agree with that.
I have zero problems with people making money. Make 100%. Your money.
If you got to go somewhere that is the absolute drizzle shits of the NHL to make money, go make money.
Go make the money.
Yeah.
Guys, go make the money. It's
ridiculous. But don't sit there and say that. Oh, I'm here to win a cup.
No.
Please never ever say that.
Not if you're going there. Not if you're going. Don't insult the intelligence.
That's my biggest thing is don't sit there and say you're going to a team
like anyone
to win a cup.
Anyone going to Utah right now, looking at you, Nate Schmidt. You're not going to win a cup. You're going to.
Don't sit there and say
go enjoy your money.
Don't sit there and say, this team is on the up and comings, and I could see this team being a cup team in 2 or 3 years. Piss off with that.
It's not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
Yeah, not going to happen. Okay. Let's take a look at some of the ones we talked about. Noah Dawson. I just talked about Nate Schmidt getting 3.5. That's
crazy. Nate Schmidt has
it's bad money.
He has one,
and he's still getting paid from Winnipeg.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's why Nate Schmidt doesn't care because he got bought up by Winnipeg, so he's still getting paid by them. But Nate Schmidt had one he had a decent playoff with Florida last year.
Sure.
And look, guess what? You get paid.
Yeah. He's a $1.5 million guy making $3.5 million
at the most.
Yeah. So good for you. But I just question who's running the teams when they're like, you guys, he's not a $3.5 million guy, right?
Watch.
Whatever. He's a good locker room guy, though, guys. He's a great locker room guy.
Nate Schmidt will have
$2 million.
Nate Schmidt will have less than 20 points with the Utah Mammoth this year in the regular
season. Sure. He'll have less than that in ice time. He'll have 10 minutes. Ice time 11.
And that's a $3.5 million defenseman.
That's $3.5 million. In today's NHL, it's $3.5 million. Okay. Mm-hmm. Trevor Zegras going to Philadelphia. He gets to join his buddy Jamie Drysdale.
Yep.
So there's that.
There's that.
Philly, all right. They make a bunch of moves. It's not
No,
that aren't going to help at all.
no.
Zegers, they're buying low on Zegers, but Anaheim's selling low on Zegers.
Like,
Like,
did I?
why didn't you do this 3 years ago? You knew you didn't like the kid then.
Excuse me. Did I see the Philadelphia Flyers sign goalie Dan Zladar?
Yeah, yeah,
Or Vladar, whatever the hell his
yeah,
name is?
yeah.
What are we doing here in the NHL?
There's like 9 goaltenders these days. That's it. There's some more weird stuff happening. There's incredible goalie stuff happening. We'll talk about that stuff in a minute here too. Just want to say Vander Kane gets to go home to Vancouver. I think I already got in trouble.
I think he already got beat up. Didn't he get beat up in Vancouver already?
Yeah, it runs his mouth probably, knowing Evander. Although I will say he was a gentleman to my mother, so I'm not going to say too many bad things about him. But he's a guy. He's a guy. All right. We were talking to him before about Jamie Benn taking. I said he's going to just play for whatever. He gets $1 million over a year
with bonuses.
With bonuses, yeah, he'll make them, and the bonuses can go into
$3 million or something.
Yeah, it can go into it can roll over into next year's cap, which will be fine because it's going up.
Jamie Benn said, "Hey, you know what? I'll still be the captain of this team, making $1 million. I don't really care."
Yeah, it's a one state tax. He's doing fine. It's either that or retire. I don't know how many people gunning to get Jamie Benn on there.
I don't even know who would sign Jamie Benn if he was out on the open market.
Toronto. We know
Toronto. Oh Christ!
Let's not get crazy. Toronto would sign. Now,
Toronto would sign my dog if it was freaking at the right price.
Yeah, if he was ever in the playoffs before, your dog would be signed by the Leafs. Did they mention his name on Hockey Night in Canada before? It's got to be good. He's got to be good.
That's why I'm surprised they didn't. That's why I'm surprised they didn't sign Corey Perry, because he guarantees you going to the Cup.
I think Corey Perry wanted to be closer to home in this one, and they give him a stupid amount of money too. We'll talk about him in a second as well. This is nuts. But first, announced at the draft. So Jamie Benn returns as captain. Glenn Gulletson is going to return as coach 13 years after he last coached the Dallas Stars. He coached them all the way, Ryan, to a 5th place finish in the Pacific and last place.
Okay.
So
that's quite.
I am excited. I am excited for this.
Quite the upgrade from Peter DeBoer for Dallas.
I hope.
Which is
all the success he had a dozen years ago.
Which is great for you guys in Winnipeg, being in the same division.
And hopefully Ottinger never recovers after what DeBoer said. There's a lot of things that could work. Could work well.
There it is.
Yeah.
Here comes the evil shuns of Snark.
Yeah. Now, and we also someone mentioned on this program before, that John Tavares is going to take a healthy hometown discount.
Well,
to stay with the Leafs. And boy, did he. It's a $7 million
pay cut
in pay. And not only that, probably at least $4 million off what he could have gotten on the open market.
Oh, he left money on the table.
He's still an $8 million guy. He still did well.
100%. He's still on
that second line center role that everybody wants.
Most teams, he'd be a second line center, and you're right. He'd get this between the 7 and 9 million.
Yep.
But you know what? He decided that
4.38. Now he doesn't have to change his pajamas. Could you imagine? He's still sleeping in those jammies.
He just got them,
and the Leafs comforter.
He just got them lengthened a couple times for when he got older. That's all.
Yeah, he had it taken out a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he had a seamstress come in and
change the elastic on it.
Oh, yeah. But no, you know what? Honestly, it's you know what? Again, I don't want any player to lose out on money. But if a player chooses to do this, I have no ill will, or good on you, I will say.
I don't know why.
But
so much. Why so much? Because we're going to talk about the trade. We're going to talk about the trade.
4 years is still a lot, though. I think for Tavares as well.
Yeah.
Like I thought Tavares would have got like maybe a 2-year deal on the open market.
Yeah.
But, 4 years, it's no different than Marchand in Florida. Whatever. Term seemed to be the big thing this year was
Mm-hmm.
term.
Yeah, especially with the older players and stuff like that too.
And why wouldn't you? Like, if I'm retired and I'm still getting paid for 2 years, perfect.
Yeah, well,
Like,
just
I'm
with
not.
the cap going up so
Well,
much,
with the cap, yeah.
I'm surprised people don't want smaller. Like they're talking about McDavid. McDavid's going to go small.
Well,
McDavid's going to go two,
McDavid
maybe
might go
3
2
years.
years,
Yeah,
and
it's like
I
let's
don't
see what
even
you're doing. And I
I
can't
don't
wait
even
to
know
talk
if
about what Edmonton's done.
I don't even know if it'll be in Edmonton.
Oh no, after 2 years. Well, I think he signs this year. I think he signs this year.
Do you think so? Okay, well,
Yeah,
we'll talk about that.
like 2 years. 2 years
Oh,
to
I'd
get
be
something.
well. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, but the Leafs also signed Matthew Nyes,
Which
7.75, 6 years, fine.
fine for a 23-year-old
Yeah, scored 58 points.
up and coming,
That's about what it goes for.
power forward.
Yeah,
No problem.
and his spot gets moved up in the lineup. So let's see how he does with a little bit more ice time as well.
That's
Uh,
correct.
Morgan Geeky with a big contract extension in Boston.
What?
He's a big guy and he's Manitoban, but 6 years and $5.5 million. But he
Brutal.
scored 33 goals. He's not much of an. He doesn't, get the puck to people much,
Well,
despite
it's
the fact he's a center.
Because Boston
He's a
has
center.
nobody.
Yeah, you need wingers. You
That's
need
right.
wingers for Boston.
They got one, and oh my God, it's called Tanner Janot.
Tanner Janot.
What the
Victor Arvidsson.
frick are we doing, Boston?
I love it. Good.
5 years, $5.5 million for Tanner Janot. The man got traded to Tampa for the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth round pick, and he was an absolute joke.
It's
and
a
then
joke.
you go give 5 years a 5.5. Oh, what? Don Sweeney needs to be fired. Cam Neely needs to be fired.
That's going to be a difficult conversation for them, eh? They got to get rid of him.
Oh, it's just unbelievable. Yeah. Like, how do you
15
justify
years.
that?
It's been 15 years. They made it back to the Cup Finals. What was it, once, I think? But it's been 15 years since they won that Cup.
Was it 2010? Yeah.
Yeah, it was the year that the Jets, the season before the Jets came back. So
That's right.
they win the Stanley Cup. The Jets come back and start playing.
That's right.
So yeah, 15 years for the Jets this year, by the way.
But what is like? I'm sorry. What is like Boston? Like, I've seen people online actually laughing at Boston.
Sure.
And this is supposed to be an elite organization.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm sorry, what they did this year, it's Neely needs to be gone. Sweeney needs to be gone. They need a whole overhaul in Boston.
And
I'll tell you right now, I'm surprised they haven't traded Swayman yet.
Can you? As soon as they trade him, they fire Sweeney. As soon as they do, because they made the wrong pick. They sent the wrong guy to Ottawa. I think that's
100% correct. 100%
yeah. And now they're like, now we don't have a starting goaltender. Now you know how difficult it is to get a starting goaltender.
We have an $8.5 million goaltender, which is worth $3 million.
Bananas. That's bananas. And crazy. I love it. I love seeing them suffer so much. Okay, the big sign and trade, because if they didn't,
do we have to go to this one?
Vegas was gonna get raked over the coils if they didn't do this. I think it's a good trade for Toronto.
That's all under assumption. We do not know that 100%.
They were gonna do it. They were going to go after him. They were looking for somebody. Why do you think everything took so long in the draft? Like, you know how your draft is like, oh, bing, 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 bing. We got assigned to an S. It took like an hour and a half because nobody wanted to make it look like they were interfering. Nobody.
Oh.
So.
I'm not saying there wasn't collusion or tampering. Sorry.
They're tampering. Yeah,
tampering.
Not collusion.
Yeah, not collusion. Sorry.
Yeah,
I don't know what I got that one
from. They were not working together. But.
No.
Toronto gets a nice piece from a guy who was going to leave. Nicholas Roy is a 6'4" center, a third line center, something they've been desperate for. So they get him. Let's see if it actually works out, because it's Toronto still. But this is the kind of guy Berube likes. Nice big guy. So in return, Vegas gets Marner, they signed him to an 8-year, $96 million contract.
The Mikko
He
Rantanen deal, yeah.
Yeah, he got 102 points last year. He was doing that with Matthews. Working with Eichel? Does he
But
get that? I
well,
don't know.
but then again, you also think though Matthews missed how many games last year?
Well, Eichel's going to miss some many too. Jack Eichel, not the pillar of health. That's for sure.
No, but you could probably also put Marner with what Stone.
Yeah, but Stone's getting older
Stone's
now
getting
too.
older. Yeah,
And also he gets hurt a lot too.
yeah. He's losing a step.
Yeah, so let's see what's going on happen with Vegas.
Well,
But they
it
went $7 million over the cap to get him,
well
but
sure, and
they're gonna put Petrangelo
Theodore
on.
or Peter
Yeah,
Angelo is going
yeah,
on LTIR.
yeah. That'll save them some money. So they're gonna be under the cap after they do that. The Kings of LTIR, the Vegas Golden Knights, and
But at the same
they use it to their advantage. So there you go. And I think that's gonna change now
no, that's right.
with the
Like
new city.
I
We'll
think
talk about that in a minute too.
Vegas got better. There's no
Yeah,
ifs ands or buts.
yeah.
Toronto got
They got an
weaker.
elite winger.
Yes, which they've never had. Well,
No,
I guess.
well,
Well, you should say that.
I wouldn't say like Marcia and stuff like that. I wouldn't say
No,
they're elite. I
no,
said they were very good and they worked in that
they
system
were
very
very
well.
competent
Yeah,
wingers in the
yeah, yeah,
NHL.
yeah.
Marner just I don't know, like what just from like he could go to Vegas and absolutely implode. We don't
Sure.
know.
Yep.
We're just guessing based on his time in Toronto what he's going to be like in Vegas.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be very productive, same as what he was in Toronto. Now,
He'll be fine.
you know what? Even if he gets 80 to 100 points,
Yep.
it's still a win for Vegas.
That's what gets you $12 million these days.
Yep.
Yeah, he'll earn his money there. No one's gonna, he's gonna blend right in. Here's the thing. So,
And isn't Vegas a no tax state too?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Attaboy, Mitchie.
Yeah,
Good for you, bud.
He's making more than Matthews probably right now. So, or like taking home. He's taking home.
Oh, and he's loving every minute of that. Just smiling.
Matthews isn't going to be around for long in Toronto. Let's just say that to prediction right now. Now, so I had an employee come up to me and saying, "Did you see Marner and how happy he was to be in Vegas and stuff like that?" It's like, yeah, he got the hell out of Toronto. No one's gonna be pissing on his lawn every time he fucking makes a mistake in a game, like it's in a simple chip out.
Yep.
He's there under such a microscope. So
That's
he
right.
gets paid. He gets to live in a nice place. Vegas is very nice. You can be
what else Miss Marner gets?
Completely anonymous.
You know what else Mitch Marner gets? He gets his old number 93 back.
He gets 93 back.
Because he couldn't be 93 in Toronto.
I thought
that's why he was 16.
He gets a comp room at the Chicken Shack. Like,
no. He gets to wear his old number 93 from the London Knights days. Yeah. And he's happier about that than anything else.
Yeah, the killer can rest easy. Mitch Marner isn't taking your number, or Sergei Berezin, I think also worked in. Now, bananas money. Let's talk about more. Evan Bouchard in Edmonton. So you get 30 points less in a season.
Yep.
You get a raise to $10.5 million.
Well,
how are they paying him? How are they paying him?
That's what he would get. Like honestly,
open
that's
market,
what
over 4 years.
You get 10.5. Yes.
Yeah.
So
how are they paying him?
Well, that again because this is the thing.
Arvidsson deal helped.
I mean, losing Connor Brown, losing Corey Perry. Like I'm not saying that they
$1 million.
Those are but still every little bit helps.
Yeah, I think they got $4.5 million left now.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, okay, so you think about Edmonton. We still need a goalie, still need a bunch of help up front, but we're going to sign Evan Bouchard to 10.5. Well, I think honestly, that's just a throw a dart at the wall and say, Connor McDavid, this is what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
For you to stay.
What we're trying to do is not get you the goalie you need. because there's no way. There's no way. How are we going to do it? How are you going to do it? Now, there may be an option, but I don't know how they're going to fix it.
Well,
So
there's a couple of options, but yes,
we're looking to their neighbors to the east when it comes to that, and we'll talk about those contracts in a second. Lastly, former Brandon Wheat King, Ivan Provorov, stays in Columbus
8 years. Yeah.
for 7 years.
Oh, was it
Eight
seven? I thought it was
point
8.
$8.5
Wow.
million for Ivan Provorov. Well, you have to pay the Columbus tax. We all know
Well,
that.
but
But and also they have to get to the floor. Uh,
but
I
that
got a
wasn't.
guy that took advantage. The guy took advantage of a weak free agency
Yeah.
class and
But
the
I
cap
don't.
bonus.
But I don't think that was Columbus's first choice. Was Provorov.
Oh no,
Their first choice was Noah Dobson.
they wanted Dobson.
They
So
wanted
they had
Dobson
the
big
money to pay
time.
him. And nobody. Who else were they going to get in
Well,
Columbus? Honest.
but the thing is, we weren't
Even if they
taking
were
back.
better.
Like they would probably like Columbus, from what I understand, was wanted to give back Provorov for Dobson, and we're like, well, yeah, no, like we're not going to sign this guy. Why
Yeah,
am I going to sign this guy?
that would make zero sense.
Yeah, exactly. So that's when I think
Your
that deal fell
your
apart.
your two picks and Provorov for Dobson doesn't make sense.
No, it makes zero sense.
Plus, what would Mrs. Goudreau do? She'd come out there to hit the button.
So
Ridiculous.
I think that's when Columbus is like, oh, okay, I guess we don't have a choice. And whatever they paid him, hey.
Yep, good for you.
But then again, Columbus is not a team that we're wondering about the cap.
Here's one thing though: that's an
What?
untradeable contract.
Oh
You
yeah,
cannot trade Ivan Provorov
and I'm
unless you're
saying
trading it to a team that's
you
tanking and they got stuff they
you
can hide.
you could even put a no trade clause in Pavarov's
You
contract
can
there,
you can laugh the
and you're
entire
still
way.
not going to be able to trade him
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, buddy.
because he's going to sit there and he's going to soak up that 8.5 every
Yeah.
year.
Oh, all right. Let's talk about some of the free agent frenzy.
Oh, that was the worst bit of television for 7 hours I
They
ever
got to
seen.
stop this. They got to stop this crap.
Yeah,
Especially
11 to 5, 6 hours of playing plinko
uh, they got they got all their marquee
fillers.
guys taken off the board before the day starts.
Yeah,
Everyone's re-signing their own free agents.
yeah,
So the top guys, poor Nikki Ehlers, and like
yeah.
Gavrikov is right there, like
But that's the funny.
two
Nikki,
broadcasters up there. And
but Nikki Ehlers, like he even said flat out, I'm not
yeah,
signing
he's
on day
not
one.
even sort of signed. He still hasn't signed, as far as I
No,
know.
no, he hasn't yet.
I
Like he
guess
said,
why? You know,
I'm not signing day one.
yeah, good for you. Take your time, Nick. Make your
Yeah,
money. That's all I care about. For him, like I know he's not going to come here, so yeah, go make your money. Now, I want to talk about the people that we did get, because boy, what a day July 1st is for the Jets every year, and I mean, what a day for the Manitoba Moose every year because they restock their cupboards.
the
On
farm system.
Yeah, I was going to say Tanner Pearson, I guess, is a fine. He
Fine.
played. I think he played with Shifley in Barrie, so they know each other. Won a cup in L.A. That kind of thing. So Nick Hague, like, okay, or Clegg, I should say. So yeah, there's guys that can fill spots, but they're a bunch of guys on two-way contracts, and then they go and get Gavrik. What's his name here? Now I'm even flaking on his name.
I
Gosh, that guy from Minnesota. Anyways, Gustav Nyquist. What was I saying?
no
They go and
Nyquist.
get Gustav Nyquist. Had a good season 2 years ago. This
Yep,
past season, not so great.
not so good.
But still had a better season than Mason Appleton, who goes to Detroit, and they gave him $2.9 million per to play with his buddy Andrew Kopp, who's also stealing Detroit's money, which I'm fine with. I'm fine with all of that
Yeah,
stuff. Brandon Tanev goes to Utah. I don't think we were ever interested in keeping him. That's fine.
no,
We lose a guy like Toninato to Chicago. He was a good guy to call up. He was captain of the Moose last year. The Moose, by the way, second worst team, I believe, in the AHL. So, yeah.
oh wow,
Yeah, not great. Rangers, of course, get the big defensive signing in Gavrikov, stay-at-home defenseman. He gets 7x7. That's the going rate for.
But then they turn around on who they traded
They
DeAndre
trade.
Miller,
They trade Keandre Miller to Carolina. They trade him
Carolina.
in the division.
What are
They
they?
give him 8 years and $7.5 million
Yeah,
bucks.
like
But for
just
Keandre Miller's making $7.5 million, it's
that's
pretty
crazy,
bananas.
man. That's
And
crazy.
they got a first and a second rounder as well.
Jesus. What are we doing, NHL? What are we doing?
No idea. Brock Besser, almost on the move,
Now, what
and
are
then
we like?
Vancouver calls him,
Oh
begs
my
him to stay.
god!
So he does.
Like of all
Even though
the
they were trying to force
players,
him, they tried to force him out all year, and then last minute, "Wait, baby, baby, baby,
all the
I didn't mean it.
players
I didn't mean it, baby."
who I'm sitting there thinking, okay, is on the move, Minnesota or somewhere where he wants to play.
Sure. I think Winnipeg
It
was even
comes
in the
up on the
conversation for some
board that
reason.
he has re-signed with the Vancouver Canucks, and I said, "What are we thinking,
Mm-hmm.
Brock Besser?
He gets to share
You,
the ice time with Evander Kane now.
my God, like it's just, I mean, it's so been like it's binonkers. It's
Yeah.
binonkers
Yeah,
that
well, they weren't stop. They didn't stop making badonker moves. They got Connor Garland, who's a good. He's an agitator. He's a good
sure
type of player. But at 6 million
six.
bucks for
Wow, wow.
6 years of
What are
Connor
we?
Garland at $6 million, that's not all.
Thatcher
So
Demko? Didn't they get the Demko too?
3 year extension for Demko at $8.5 million. Demko's making hella buck money over the next 2 years. They had guys like Lankinen. They had Seeloffs down in the farm that just won them the Calder
Like Calder
Trophy or
Cup,
whatever.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm sure
like,
Edmonton just smashing their head into the wall
oh,
right now.
sure they are, sure they
They
are,
gotta,
100%.
yeah, they have to give up money now to go and get it. Like this is like those are the you have to raid Vancouver. They can't keep three guys happy.
Well, to me, who do you go after though?
I would go after Sheloffs.
I'd go after Lankinen.
Lankinen would be fine too, but I think Sheloffs is the more attainable for them, and I think he's a pretty steady goaltender. Lankinen would be great, but I actually don't know how much Vancouver wants to give him up, just because they work in a tandem. As a tandem, they were great. It's just
But
there's a lot of money between the pipes now in Vancouver.
well, the only other goalie I could see like that would be a real target, like for Edmonton to target,
Yep.
would be Joseph Wool in Toronto.
There's another point about thinking that they worked with Stolars. That's such a good tandem, and plus Stolars can't be trusted to stay healthy.
No, but then again, can Demko?
Nope.
That's why I'm saying.
But
So,
they're not. They're not. Yeah, that's what. Like,
but they're not going to.
they go for Sheloss
So
because I think he's attainable.
is probably the most obvious odd man out if
Yeah,
that ever.
Jake Allen was the guy who had probably was the
And what
easiest to get
1.8 million over 5 years in Jersey?
to be a
What?
backup. To be the backup. It's crazy.
Oh
It's like
my God!
sure. Like he has the easiest job since whoever was going to back up Tom Brady for the Patriots when they were going crazy.
True.
Like the easiest job in the world. Your Islanders go get Jonathan Drouin.
Hey,
Not
I
bad.
like that. I
Not
like that
bad.
pickup. I like that
Yeah.
pickup.
$4 million is maybe a little high.
It's high.
2 year contract. 2 year contract.
I
No
don't
problem.
mind
No
the
problem.
term. Don't mind the
Yeah,
term.
that's fine.
I think 4 million is a little high, but I mean that's just the way that this NHL free agency is gone.
Yep. It's only 2 years. It's an easy contract to even get trade if
And
you need to get rid of it.
and I like Drouin because I think the French connection with him and Waugh and all that stuff. And I'm not saying he was actually very good in Colorado. I have
Yeah,
no issue with him in Colorado.
he's been an
He's been
okay player.
okay. He's been okay.
Yeah,
And you know what?
he makes
Even if
almost the
he's
same amount of money as John Tavares now.
well, yeah, they see, and that's the crazy part when you think about it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty funny. Oh well, yeah, but only 2 years. No. I have
That's right.
zero problems with that. I think it's one of the better signings of the last
Like I
few
said, to me, the
years.
biggest thing is the 2-year term. I don't mind the term.
Yeah. Los Angeles decided to go nuts.
Wow.
They've gone nuts.
Overpaid everybody.
They give Cody Cece and Demoulin over, like, one gets 4, one gets 4.5 over 3 and 4 years. Cody Cece.
He's probably the worst defenseman in the league.
Ugh,
He has been for years.
Joel Armia gets to escape Montreal, goes to LA,
Uh,
gets $2.5 billion over 2 seasons. Like, all right, yeah,
LA wanted to spend money.
yep,
They wanted to spend it on bigger free agents.
yep.
They couldn't lure anybody or draw anybody.
They lost their own. They lose Gavrikov, so they
Oh,
needed to. They needed.
Well, I think the biggest one they lost was Mitch Marner because I think they were hoping to get Mitch.
They were. I'm just talking on the back end.
Oh, on the back end. Sorry, back end.
And also, how dare you? Of course, they filled the Mitch Marner spot. It's ridiculous.
Oh, with what, Corey Perry?
They decided that they were going to lose the 25-26 Stanley Cup final.
Yeah, so they're going to sign the worm. Sign the worm.
They signed him for $2 million to go play at home at 40 years old. All right, fine.
I don't even think Edmonton paid him that last year. I think he was $1 million last year.
I think he got $1 million.
Jesus, he doubled his. He gets a year older and doubles his salary. That's
he was playing on McDavid's line by the end of this thing.
That's only because they time an injury.
There was an injury. There was an injury, but he was still there. He scored in the playoffs. Not like a bunch of other guys on that team did. So.
Very, very good point.
And then last Michael Granlund going over to Anaheim. 7 years over, $7 million over 3 years. It's like, all right.
Sure.
It's Anaheim. Maybe he might get a player to go on his wing here coming up right away.
He might.
We'll see. Okay, that's it for that. I don't want to get into any more free. We could be here forever. It's maddening. Maddening.
I
never even said about the goddamn draft. Like that stupid draft house thing where they had to get these poor kids and like this big TV and all his new bosses are looking at him like this and stuff like that. Like I feel so bad for Schaefer, that damn interviewer going on about his mom. It's like,
no.
Yeah, like the kid's mom died of breast cancer. Yeah. Oh my God.
And you're going on about
what are you doing? What are you doing to him? This is a private friggin' moment. Ridiculous. This is the most awful thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Like he already knew that his mom was in his thoughts, and then they just kept hammering it.
And then when the mics wouldn't work, like that whole thing.
Oh, it was just like you go from
Bush League. You look Bush League NHL. Come on, guys.
You go from Bettman shaking your hand, doing the jersey.
Yeah.
Then
you don't see that in the NBA.
No. Then Bettman leads you over to another room where, okay, now you're on a Zoom call with whatever team drafted you, whether it's a GM, president of hockey operations, whoever. And then after that, then you're sent to another room where then you got to go interview either for Sportsnet or ESPN.
NHL players aren't like basketball players. They aren't like football players, even baseball players. They have no real personality.
I never seen one go like this or like this or like this.
Vander King got in trouble with the money phone. Anyways, but that was at the draft.
Yeah. No, he was an established NHL player.
I did like some of the linings. Some of the linings and the jackets were nice, and that was about all.
Sure, whatever.
All right. Okay. I just wanted to go back to rant about this stupid draft. Now, the worst. That and they got to change it. They got to change the date too. Why are we doing this on July 1st?
Yeah, I don't know why Canada did it.
Canada makes the league the money. Let's not forget about that. All the money, all the cable stuff comes from Canada.
So let us have our day.
You ridiculous jerks.
Now, have it on July 2nd then.
Or do it a week later. What's the matter with July 8th?
Oh, sure. Nothing wrong with
July. Who cares? It's a fiscal year. Who gives a shit? All right. Quickly about the CBA, because there's a couple interesting things. Just a couple interesting. We're not going to go through it. I do appreciate the neck guard thing and stuff like that. That getting now like whatever. If you're already in the league, it'll be like helmets were.
Yeah, grandfathered. Yeah, your grandfather did.
Yeah, be protected. We've seen a kid die, and it was Neil Pionk's best friend.
As far as I'm concerned, safety should be the number one
Yeah,
concern
you
when
guys,
it comes to these
don't be
stuff.
ridiculous. There were the same people crying about the helmets. Nobody's thinking about going out with a helmet anymore. 84 games. It's like it's long, but
I don't mind. It's only 2 more games.
They sacrificed 2 exhibition games, so I'm fine with it because
Yeah,
I
yeah,
hate
yeah.
games, All-Star games in any league. Hate them.
Hate them. Well, shorten the preseason. Let's get on to the regular season. I have no problem with that.
And they're not. It's not like they're going to start the season any earlier.
And really, what's 2 games? So okay, so you're just extending it what, like 3 days, 4 days?
Yeah, maybe a week.
Maybe a week at the most.
Yes. Start a month earlier, anyways. Why aren't you guys starting in September? Ended by May.
To me, that's the thing. Like this going into the middle to the end of June.
Yeah.
Like we should not be ending the NHL season the end of June.
Yeah. This is ridiculous. Now, 6-year contracts for free agents max. And then the 7 years, they're going to take a year away from free agency and stuff like that. And I don't think that really matters.
No, I don't think so. Especially with the cap going up, it's not going to matter that much.
No, they should get rid of no trade clauses because it's a blight on this league and it's ridiculous. No other league does this. No other league does this, guys. You guys, again, look Bush League. No more deferred salaries. We already brought that up. Yep. Players can now dress how they like. And I don't know if they're thinking, oh, this is going to be just like the NBA because we all know the count comes from the NBA. This is going to be just like the NBA. Just look at the personalities that are going to. Again, NHL players have no personality. They wear face masks. We don't know who they are. This is, they are not like. What are you expecting? The highest and fashionable shorts and jeans from these guys? Cowboy hats.
No, but they're gonna wear these. They're gonna wear these freaking primos and stuff like track pants with cuffs and stuff like that.
They're gonna look bad.
What's wrong with fucking wearing a suit?
This is a business. You guys keep mentioning all the time. Hockey is a business. Dress like it's a business. You guys are frigging millionaires. Dress like it.
Pretty sure you can afford a shirt and a tie.
Set a higher standard.
Shirt and a tie.
Ridiculous. Minimum. Yeah, and then we talked about it last time that we heard that this might happen. Probably the most important thing they're doing is that playoff rosters have to be cap compliant. No more hiding guys on LTIR all year.
Which is the way it should have been from day one, but
it's ridiculous that it wasn't.
It's and you know what?
And an easy fix, and it was an easy thing to pass. I think everybody was like, yeah, okay.
I don't think the Players Association had a problem with this one.
No, everyone's still getting paid. You just can't. Not everybody.
Yeah, you just got to be within the cap with your playoff roster.
For your game day roster. For your game day.
Sorry, game day.
I believe that's what it is. Your game day roster.
I think you're right on that one.
Well, what a kickoff to 25-26. We had some laughs, a few tears. Mostly the tears of rage and anger, just because of that stupid draft. And how terrible the free agency was, and we'll see what a waste of time.
But you know what?
You know what I did? I made a goddamn shoe bench. And it only took till pick 16
there you go.
Or something like that. It's like, oh my god, terrible.
But you know what? Now after the draft, after free agency. Now we all have a reset with our teams. Get to kind of relax for a bit and then get back in.
Yeah,
to the 25-26 NHL season. 5
or 6 weeks, Florida's players' hangovers are gonna abate.
Oh yeah,
maybe 7, depending on who it is. Should be ready in time for the regular season to start. It's not too long right now. In Winnipeg, we got the prospects game. I think that's what most teams are doing right now, having their prospects in town, which is fun in July. But it's all coming soon. Everybody starts again at 0. Everybody has
it's a big reset right now.
Everybody has the exact same chances of winning the Stanley Cup. Except the Leafs, everybody. I would like to thank everybody for listening and watching. Ryan, predictions for your Islanders in this upcoming season. I know you don't have much else you want to talk about as far as appearances on the network.
No. I mean, appearances wise, this is, next time you'll see me will be on the next edition of Playoff Beards, which will be probably a season preview.
I would imagine, sir. Unless
I would
something,
think so. Unless,
fantastic happens. But
yeah, you never
as
know.
far as this thing has already gone, we could probably sleep until
Yeah,
September
which is
and
nice. Yeah,
not
yeah.
miss a thing, guys.
We're gonna take a break for a bit, and you know, uh, I everybody who's watched throughout the year, I'd like to thank them all. It's been fun working with Snark and everything like that. It's been great. But prediction for the Islanders, I think again will probably be. I'm not going to say we're going to be worse. We're not going to be better. We're going to be right around that 10, 9, 10, 11 spot in the East. That's
Yeah,
my prediction for the Islanders this year.
not quite a playoff team. I
Not
don't
quite a
think the
player,
Jets.
but not worse, but not as bad where we could have a chance to get Mr. Gavin McKenna next year.
That's the big prize. It's a big
That's a
prize.
big prize.
We're going to see a lot of teams not trying their best. So, except the players are going to do, but like the organizations,
They're going to pull the reins in a little bit, I think.
Well, the Jets aren't going to win the President's Trophy. I do think they still have enough to win their division, even with Ehlers gone. Look what they're going to do. Like as far as we all know, nobody ever wants to come to Winnipeg, except for Gustav Nyquist, and I can't even remember his name. Oh, and Jonathan Toews. But we got guys on the farm. Let's see, similar types as Ehlers. Let's see if Brad Lambert can amount to anything. Let's see if Chibrikov can do something about it. And so there's people that we can see. We'll see. I still think they have a great team. If they play defensively, they play the way the Jets have played, there isn't going to be that much difference. So I don't expect them to win, but Dallas is going to take a step back, guys. Dallas is stepping back. So Colorado, a slow. For
I don't know if they take a step forward or not.
They keep Brock Nelson as a year of Brock Nelson. I don't know. They still have like the best defenseman in the world, and
one of the best offensive player,
best 2 or 3 players in the world up front. So that's always a big deal, and we just have the best one in the back in the regular season, guys. In the regular season. So until then, first I guess I should say, and we've talking about hockey here for a minute, talk about a couple other things. Playoff Beards also on sabbatical until, or not Playoff Beards, sorry. Starting 11. Playoff Beards is going to be on sabbatical.
Yeah, we will be on sabbatical.
Already on sabbatical. It'll be back in August with all your English Premier League news and rants. I think we're going to be a little more, kind of turn into this good friends, better rivals programming.
Yes.
Be a lot more Chelsea and Arsenal heavy. You know what I mean? Bring up the other stuff too. But I want, one problem is if we get too Chelsea and they're not doing good, it's just going to be 45 minutes of swear words. Now, over on the entertainment side, we got 3 versions of the Rewatchers Council for you guys. For goodness sakes. We got a live version of Buffy every Thursday. Friday, we got Angel. Saturday, the MCU. And I have no idea what comes after Winter Soldier on the MCU, but I know they're going to be talking about whichever it is. After that, I know that's coming up this week. And no after Snark this week with Danny and I. We'll be back week after that to talk about Squid Game. We're going to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy is next.
Hey,
How about those 2 movies back to back? Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy. My God. This is when they were clicking. Speaking of clicking, I don't have a way to say this, but we're going to get out of here. Guys, thanks very much. Welcome to the 25-26 season. We hope to see you next time. Until then, in the words of Ryan Christensen, get off my lawn. We'll see you next time.
Get on.